Yes.
Okay, thank you once again for having provided this great opportunity indeed to interact with all of you. I am very grateful to the director and all his staff and the esteemed vice chancellor of this great institution that this kind of program is going on in your university and all the across the discipline or across the our own country. All the academics have joined this program. And it is rightly pointed out by one of our colleagues that this is the flagship program initiated by Ministry of Education, Government of India. And why it has been done? There's a very clear-cut message and philosophy behind this program because teachers has been considered. I mean, teachers have been considered as one of the very important pillars who can bring a transformation in the society to which we all are looking forward for our own society. And education is one of the very important aspects or the dimension through which this kind of transformation is possible. And we all are the academics who are undergoing to take this big project in order to bring the transformation and development in the society. It is also pointed out that there is a sustainable development goals that has been implemented by each and every country of the world. And the entire world is at one pace that let us try to remove all the challenges, all the social evils which are prevailing in different parts of the society, in different countries of the world. So it has been, we all have taken the place that let us try to work at individual level. If need be, let us try to take the help from the other nation, from the other countries, because the whole world is now, I think, reduced to one village or one community, global community or global Indians, what we call it. And we all know that a lot of problems are there in every society. Let me tell you that. So, and the role and the responsibility of the teacher is very, very prominent. It has been well acknowledged in this National Education Policy 2020. On account of that, in order to implement this National Education Policy 2020, I think it has been well thought by Government of India or policy makers that let us try to involve, means all these important pillar. One of the pillar is the teachers or the university or the college professors, because the lot is expected on the part of the teaching community or the academic community, because their intervention, their role is found to be very, very crucial. So far as the case of the development, progress, or the growth of any nation is concerned. Hence, it is said that the destiny of any society is basically shaped in the classroom. And who is basically the master or the expert of the classroom? We as a teacher, we as a philosopher, we as a guide. I think it has been well recognized in this national education policy. And this NEP orientation and sensitization program is nothing but the response or the outcome or response of this national education policy. It has been well thought that if the teachers would be involved or would be taken into consideration, if they are going to be acknowledged, definitely this national education policy is going to be implemented in two sense of the term. And this is, and in order to reiterate, in order to make this policy implementable. Of course, it has been implemented, but implementable because many things are there. So we teachers know what are the pitfalls, what are the shortcomings, what we all are supposed to do so that this policy could be implemented in two sense of the term, in later respect. And once it is going to be implemented in two sense of the term, lot change is expected on account of that. So eight themes have been decided. that would be imparted, that would be discussed. I think it has been discussed. I don't know which day is today, but these 8 major things are going to be discussed by different scholars. So I have been assigned the responsibility to discuss with you. I think discuss. I'm not going to deliver lecture per se. Rather, I'm going to be participating. I'm going to share my thoughts. And definitely, you all are intelligent enough. You all are qualified enough. You know better what I know. But we all have assembled here. We all have connected on this line so that we could share our thoughts and exchange our ideas and the experiences so that we could do something for the betterment of the society through the young minds, men's students. And we all know that this country, this great nation, has a lot of potential, and we are no doubt excelling. We all are. Our country is doing well, but there's a need to do much more in order to catch up with the fast-changing scenario of the world. The whole world is globalized, and in many indicators, we have been unfortunately left behind. So how to improve that on the basis of that indicator so that we could compete with other fast changing economies or the society of the world? Means we all have heard that by 2047 we are going to complete our century, 100 years of our independence. So that auspicious day or the time or the date has been chosen or the year has been chosen. By that, we would wish to see our great nation in the category of the developed nation or the Vikshit Bharat. You all know that. So there is a very strong and there is a vision for our own nation, that how we can convert this country or upgrade this country or take this country at par with the other developed or the signing nation of the world. So lot has to be done, and lot has to be done on account of the teachers, because already I have shared with you that the role and the responsibility of the teachers have been well recognized, and policy intervention is there. So now there's a new national education policy now are in place. So we are being expected that we need to play our role. So in response to that, there's a provision which has been made or implemented since October or September, I think before last year in 2023. And we all know that if you see the total size or the total number of the teachers, means university or the college professors, means those who are working in the higher education, they are estimated, their number is estimated to be plus 1.5 million. Means 15 lakhs teachers, more than 15 lakhs teachers are there. So there's an ambitious project that let us try to impart the training. Let us try to sensitize them. Means let us try to make them aware that what kind of role they are doing and they are being expected to play, so that this national education policy could be realized and it could bring a transformation in our own society. So we need to play, taking that give into the mind, that perspective into the mind. I think these 8 themes have been identified. One is, we all know that a student, I think diversity and inclusive education. Not only this, academic leadership, governance and the management. Other is ICT, and of course, research and development. And like these 8 themes are there. I think all these 8 themes are going to be covered by different scholars. So today, these all 8 themes or the issues are interconnected, means they are going to reinforce, they are going to clear the new perspective and the roadmap over there. I think this policy could be effectively in the sense that it is implemented, legally speaking, technically speaking. But how this could be implemented in two senses of the term, means how it is going to see, how it is going to bring a lot of transformation. in order to realize the mission of this Viksit Bharat, this developed nation, and lot is being expected because already I have said that the teachers are the responsibility of the teachers or the destiny of any society. So is the case of our own great nation. So how our destiny, in future of this country is going to be shaped, is going to be created, is going to be shaped by the teachers like all these university and the college professors by their intervention. So one of the very important, I think, themes or the issues to which we also should take into account is this one is student diversity and inclusive education. Let me try to make it a little bit more clear to this theme. Then I will switch over to the PPT, means I have the PowerPoint presentation. And I am assuring that I'm not going to take much of your time, in the sense that I will also give you enough time for your own intervention, for your own comments, for your own observation. And when you give your own observation or the questions, if you put some questions, I will be extremely happy to, at least I'm assuring that I will try my level best to answer your questions or to respond to your, I think, comments and observation. Because unless until we make our traffic, means presentation or interaction by two-way, means bilateral, I think things will not move in the right direction. So you have every right to put me in a very uncomfortable position, in the sense that you can ask me and I will not hesitate to say that it might be possible that I will not be able to answer your question exactly, but at least I'm assuring you that I will try my level best to uh, uh, at least I will try to answer your question or to respond to your observation. And of course, all these themes, I don't know how many themes must have been discussed so far. I don't know. But these 8 themes are going to be discussed by different scholars. So today I have been assigned to discuss this student diversity and inclusive education. Previously, I have talked about higher education and the society, which is the other. I have also talked about to the other group or to the other MMTTC about academic leadership, governance, and management. And of course, 4, 5 things I have just, I think, prepared myself so that I could be able to discuss to all of you. Today I have been assigned this responsibility today. So this is very important, like the other things, as student diversity. I think the class to which we are addressing today is very, very diverse. Means it's a big challenge is how to manage the psychology of the students. So not an easy task. So is the case of inclusive education. Why inclusive education has become very, very important today? See our own society, for that matter, because we are discussing our own Indian society. So we all know that uh, at every stage, at every level, there is a differentiation, there is inequality. Take the example of gender inequality. I think women constitute 50% of the national population. So in the case of the world population, but they are grossly represented, means their presence is not that much as it is required. So there is a serious challenge. Means we are not utilizing, we are not, means there is a problem of the optimum utilization or of the resources. So human resources are very important. So here we need to take, means how to bridge the gap between the gender, means male and the female, so that they could also get the chance and they could also play their role so far as the case of transformation of the society is concerned, or the progress and development of the society. So gender sensitization is one of the very important strategy or the goals to which we are looking forward. As it was said, that in order to achieve the sustainable development goals, so out of that, One is also the how to create the gender equality. Means it is one of the fourth goals of the sustainable development. So we need to deal at the global level, at the national level. That is very important. And this all could be made possible if we start to make our society, make our class, let me tell you, let us make it more specific. Class, the gender sensitive class, how we are going to deal with. At the same time, we all know that there's a differentiation on the basis of caste, community, on that basis, in terms of the gender, in terms of the rural-urban divide. Ours is a country which is called as a country of villages, means majority of the population lives in the rural areas. And if you see our all infrastructure, I am talking of the educational infrastructure, all these universities, already I have told you that 15 lakhs plus teachers are available. And around 1200 plus universities are at your disposal. 1200 universities which are running, which have been established across the country. And if you see the number of the colleges, it is almost has crossed the number of 45,000. It is going to touch 50,000 colleges are there. And if you talk of the stand-alone institutions, so that is around 12,000 stand-alone institutions are there. Even then, these educational institutions are not adequate. Means they are not good enough. They are not adequate enough to serve the purpose of our national aspiration. Let me tell you something which is again very important, that for the last, since independence, we have been talking in order to meet the challenges of the quality assurance. How to ensure quality in the domain of higher education, has been one of the greatest challenges. But at the same time, the other challenges which has been added is the quantitative, means access to education. So far, I think 25 to 26% gross enrollment ratio is there in our own country. Since we are looking forward to achieve the target of the developed nation, if you say, even in our national education policy, it is clearly said that we need to increase the gross enrollment ratio to 50%. Why it is so? Why it has been said? Why it has been said so? We need to examine, simply because if you see the gross enrollment ratio at the global level, I will give you some of the statistical facts and the figures. In case of United States of America or North America, I think the gross enrollment ratio is estimated to be in the range of 85 to 90%. And if you see the European Union society or the countries, I think over there, it is in the range of 65 to 70%. In case of Germany, it has crossed 70% gross enrollment ratio. In case of France, it is just around minus plus 65%. In case of United Kingdom, it is 62%. All these developed nations, and take the example of our own continent, means Asia. See the case of South Korea, it has crossed 95%. So anyhow, if we are aspiring to make our country into the category of the developed nation, we have to deal with, along with the quality, we have to ensure, we have to deal with the quantity also, means expansion. And whatever the educational institutions to which I have enumerated are not adequate enough, because we need institutions, we need quality, we need lot of things. And here again, it becomes very important that to bring to your notice that ours is a country which is called as a country of demographic dividend. India is a country of demographic dividend. Means more than two-thirds of the population, 66% of the population are, uh, are considered to be the young population. Means demographic dividend, we talked about that. Demographic dividend means majority of the population is in the category of the young population, means of the age of 15 to 35. And ours is a country which is considered to be a country of young country, because the average age of this population in our own country is estimated to be 28 years. So ours is a young country. But mind you, this kind of situation is not going to continue for all times to come. So here is an opportunity to which we need to grab. We need to excel. And this situation is going to continue only till 2055, because it all began, or in the history or in the life of any nation, if demographic dividend comes, so it stays for 50 years, hardly for 50 years. So already in case of India, it all began in 2005 or 6. Definitely it will be over, because the same pocket of population will fall into the category of what we call it old. Just you at 50, those who are in the bracket of 25 or 30, just add to 25, definitely it will cross 55 or 60 in that case. So here is an opportunity, because we have seen, we have witnessed that, especially in East Asia or in many countries of the world, they have taken the advantage of the demographic dividend. So see the case of Europe. I think it is struggling with the old population, even in Singapore or many countries. So they have taken the benefit of that one. So here is an opportunity for the India to reap the benefits of that one. And we know pretty well that how we are going to convert this young population, young mind, into the human capital. We have to do it. And we are excelling. See, I'm giving you one example. Our Indians, our young population are not more, are working in our own country. They have gone to different parts of the world, in different countries, especially in West Asia. 90 lakhs, means 9 million Indians are working over there. They are young. So they are emitting a huge remittances to India. And that remittances are used for eradication of poverty and even unemployment to a large extent. So the development is taking place. So what my submission to all of you, that how we are going to produce the student so that they could be employed in the labor market or the global market. They could compete in the global market. This is what we all are looking forward. So how diversity, inclusive education are going to be taken into the consideration is a very, very important for all of us. So we will try to understand what is the role and the responsibility of the teacher, how to address the students, means coming generation, and how we can think that our course content or whatever we are going to deliver, that would be effective enough to convert the young mind into the human capital, the human resource. This is what we all are looking for. Once they will be converted into the human capital, it will become the big assets for our own nation, and they will contribute considerably for the growth and the development of the society or economy in our own country, or the global economy for that matters. So we are going to be benefiting in our verses. So we need to play our very important proactive role. And today it is the requirement of the nation that students are diversified in many ways. So how these challenges, how these issues could be converted into the opportunity, this is the thing. Means all the time we say that population, growth of population, explosion, we talk a lot, but there is this theory. There is a theory that if we will be able to manage the population, if we give the good governance, so far as the case of population is concerned, I think this population or young population will become the asset for the economy. Other we say that whether population is a asset or the liability, whether the population is a boon or bane. So we often talk. So many theories are there. So we need to see. And here it is completely appearing that young population is there. Seeing the past and seeing the other countries, I think we are in a position to take advantage. And here is a policy that is called NEP 2020, which has a lot of potential. Our country, our great country, has also a lot of potential. So we need to play our very proactive role in this way. So you give me a chance so that I could open my slide and then we'll proceed further. It is okay? I hope I am audible and you are listening to me.
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is okay?
Okay.
My voice, my I think the pitch is fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Please
so
go ahead.
give me a minute so that I could open my slide also. So I think 20-25 minutes are good enough for you, I guess. इतना काफी है वैसे आप लोगों के लिए? At least 15 minutes, I should assure you that you will get time for your questions, observation, and the comments. This is fine. ठीक है ये? I think
So,
my timing is till 3:30, I guess.
90 minutes. Yes.
That I need to speak to you till 3:30. Is there any lecture thereafter?
Yes, sir. One more lecture at 3.
At what time?
4:30. 3 to 4:30 your timing is there.
My
So,
time is 4:30. There will be thereafter at what time your next lecture will begin?
so next session will be at 4:30, sir.
Oh,
4:30 next session will be starts.
okay. So I will if I finish by 3:15, this is fine, and 15 minutes for your questions. It is okay. Let me tell you, this will be the format because you must have some question. So I will finish by 3:10 or 3:15. This is okay.
Sir, not sir, 4:30 your time, sir. 4:30.
So at least 15 minutes before
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will.
there will be a discussion, sir. Definitely. The 4:15 you can continue your session, and then we will take the 15 minutes
Okay, okay,
for the
yes, yes.
discussion.
This is what I am telling you. Okay, so let us proceed further. Just for a minute, please. This is okay. This is fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If it is possible, can you please make in the PowerPoint mode?
This is possible. I'm trying to make it possible. This is okay now.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Now it is okay. Please continue, sir.
Okay, so student diversity, I mean, so many slides are there, so I will be very quick. Just have a look on that, and then we will proceed further, and you will generate question and ask the question. So according to National Education Policy, it is said, I think it is well written, I think equitable and inclusive education, NEP 2020. What is this? Education is the greatest tool for achieving social justice and equality. Inclusive and equitable education, while indeed an essential goal in its own right, is also a critical to achieving an inclusive and equitable society in which every citizen has the opportunity to dream, thrive, and contribute to the nation. See, very important philosophical understanding and statement is it has been made in this National Education Policy 2020 that education has always been considered. It is tested that education is one of the very important tools, or it is one of the very important agents. I think without education, modern education, no society can think of its development or growth or equality, equity, social justice. This is all possible with the help of education and the health. These are the two very important sectors that is called social sector, which is very important. I think in the absence of modern education or education, do you think that any society will make any kind of progress? Definitely not. So take this example, social category gaps in all levels of school, large disparity still remain. So even in higher education, disparities is very much there. So what is the diversity? Let us try to understand this. Is again very important that what is the dimension? Means many dimensions are there. What is diversity? Means dimensions of diversity, primary and secondary. If you see this picture, I think this is very much clear. Secondary education, family, all these things. Coexistence of different people. Tolerance, acceptance, respect, and giving value to each other. I think this is missing. I think there is something, this is my own experience. See what is happening around the world. I think this is very pathetic. I think this is what I am thinking. We as a teacher, I think the role of the teacher is considered to be very noble. So ours is a profession which is considered to be a noble profession. Why? Because we need to save the society. We need to to educate the society in such a way that peace could be the ultimate and peace could prevail. So how to create peace, equality, social justice, these are the cherished values to which basically it is the responsibility of the teacher. May teacher across the discipline, across the layer. We only for administrative purposes, we have divided into the higher education teacher, middle level teacher, or the primary. I think they all are equally important. Rather, primary school teachers are more important because they basically create the personality or they shape the young minds, and after that these young minds or the students enter into the domain of higher education. So all these teachers are equally important. What is inclusion? Means to provide inclusive and equitable quality education, encourage lifelong opportunities for everyone. I think this is all are the part and parcel, and these all issues have been addressed in national education policy: integration, incorporation, equity, and then accessibility, unity. All these are important, I think. And then inclusion leads to, means inclusion, we all know, I think we all have heard about socially excluded sections of the society. Let me tell you something relating to our own society. We all know that on the basis of caste, community, I think like the gender. So gender division, gender sensitivity, gender inequality is the reality of our own society. So is the case of other society also. I think gender is not only prevalent, gender inequality is not only found in our own society, but in other society. But the purpose is to how to bridge the gap between in terms of the gender so that they could also contribute. So is the case of, see, the situation means those who are living in rural areas and the rest who are living in the urban areas. So the people who are living in the rural areas have been left out. Means they have not access to the education, especially to higher education. If we are saying that 27% gross enrollment ratio is there in our own country, just try to understand that how much and what percentage are from the other sections or social categories. We the urbanite, we the urban people, our children are, are included. But those who are living in the rural area, their children are left out on account of many reasons. They don't have money to send their children to urban areas. So lot of impediments are there. So on the basis, so many categories to which we call socially disadvantaged sections of the society. We often say that. So how we are going to create, how to create the education that would be inclusive education. So nobody would be left out, not on the basis of gender, on the basis of rural urban, on the basis of caste, on the basis of other consideration. So this is the responsibility of the teachers of all of us to make the class which would be all representative, diversified, and at the same time, every section of the society would be incorporated or included. So inclusion leads to diversity of perspective and increased sense of belonging. And it also promotes improved learning environment, encourage cultural competence and positive contribution, promotes social cohesion. When we say, I think diversity, inclusion, these words, these connotations are completely, when we say diversity of the class, so it is not lamenting, or we should not lament, rather we should feel proud of that. Okay, our country is very much diverse, all caste, communities, people are living together. So it is the beauty of our own society. And if anything there, we as a teacher try to, means diversity is not the negative connotation, rather it is the strength. It is not the shortcoming, rather it is the beauty and comprehensiveness of any society, that every kind of flower is blooming in our own in our own garden, in our own society. So we must appreciate, we must also feel proud of that. But how we are going to deal with this thing is very, very important. Means inclusion we all have understood. So let us try to diversity, since we all belong to the category of higher education. So we will see to it. All these things is very, very important. I think let us try to see all these things in our own society. Socioeconomic diversity. India exhibits or shows significant socio-economic diversity with a wide range of income levels, wealth distribution, and occupational diversity. These are the disparities between urban and the rural areas and among different states and the regions. See, 29 Indian states and many union territories are there, and they all are diversified. So you cannot make the comparison of the South Indian state, Northern Indian states, Western Indian states, and the Northeast. So lot of disparities there in terms of socio-economic diversity. Means differentiation, means inequality. But we all are here to examine, to remove, to deal with these challenges. The other diversity is the all India is known for its linguistic diversity. Kitne more than 150, 120 major languages and numerous dialects. We cannot Hindi and English serve as the official language, but at the same time, if you see this document of national education policy, all local language, all regional language have been given equal emphasis, equal importance. So we need to inculcate all these languages. Now I am speaking to you in English, but I know that Hindi or other languages, regional languages are equally important. Like take the example of Marathi or Tamil or the Malayalam. So it is the beauty of our. So how to make our country in terms of the language more beautiful is the motto, and that should be taken as the inspiration. So here cultivating all these languages is very, very important. So here socioeconomic diversity, linguistic diversity, why we are discussing, so that we as a teacher can understand the nuances, can understand the inspiration of how we can give the equal respect and the weightage to all these things. So it has been clearly said that at the local level, I think the primary level, I think everything would be taught in the local language or the regional language. And even in the past, three language formula. So a lot of things have been given. Why I'm discussing? So that we can come with a better solution, come with some practical solution. This is the purpose. And then demographic and regional diversity again is important. Demographic and regional. There are some countries, if you see or the contribution to the national income, there is a diversity, there is inequality, but we cannot deal with that. We have to give equal weightage for the sake of development. India is categorized by diverse demographics, means population and regional variation. The population includes various ethnic groups, religious groups. In terms of the age group, each state and region has its own distinct culture, tradition, and lifestyle. We often watch on the Republic Day, on some of the occasions, that we showcase our cultural diversity and our cultural richness, how rich we are. We showcase, we often showcase at the some national festival on some of the occasions, and we feel proud of that one. So how is a country which is diversified, and it is well taken by each and every country of the world, let me tell you that. So how our country could be projected in the right perspective, in better perspective, this is the responsibility of all of us. And we as an academic, we as an intellectual, we as a researcher or scientist, I think our job is very crucial, and we must crucial and profound. Gender diversity. Gender diversity is a critical aspect in India, with effort being made to address gender disparities. So this is not only the motto of our own country, but in any country. I think this is very lamenting that gender means male, and there is a distinction, differentiation between the male and female. Although nature has created complementary to each other. So we should no gender should be sovereign in it. Both have the equal weightage and the values. So how we are going to inculcate in such environment is the need of the hour. Then definitely for the growth and development, objective of goal and development, or the aim of the development could be realized with a short span of time. The country is working towards empowering women in various fields and eliminating gender-based discrimination. However, challenges persist in achieving full gender equality. Of course, it's a big challenge. Yes, you see in many university, and there's a project or a scheme launched by Government of India that many university has established gender studies or the women studies. In your university, it might even in your college, it is taught. So it is immersed in a very important way. And how we are going to study more deeply, how we are going to understand this issue in a very systematic or very scientific manner, so that we will be able to create the society, create the, first of all, we need to create the class, gender sensitive class, gender equal class. So we have to take this thing into the very better way. Yes. Okay. So all these things, are you hearing me? Can I request my colleagues to kindly mute your audio? Even if you are interested, uh, you can open your video. Okay. So what are the strategy? Let me try to discuss with you the strategy for making higher education all inclusive. Since we all are in higher education, so how we can bring equitability or equality in this arena is important. It is the subject matter of all the intellectuals and the teacher. Achieving equitable education in India involves addressing socio-economic disparities, to which we have already discussed, and to provide equal opportunity to all, regardless of caste, creed, gender, economic background. Initiatives like scholarships, reservation, outreach programs aim to reduce educational. Let us try to. I think before independence, we all know that Macaulay report, Macaulay document, when it came into being in the British time. So, what was the purpose of that? To create a class of the Indians who would be able to serve the purpose of the British Empire at that time, to reinforce all these things. But when India got independence in 1947, so what is that? Education for all. I think this is the tagline. If you see the University Grants Commission, it is clearly written. Yeah, I think this is the tagline that yes, education for all, irrespective of caste, creed, gender, or any kind of consideration is not there. And if any kind of pitfalls, shortcomings are there, there is policy intervention. You all must have heard about affirmative action, many scholarships, reservation. So many things have been created in order to bring equality among the society. So that is very important. Access to quality education. Let me tell you that since independence, we have been discussing a lot. Already I have told you that access to quality education means ensuring quality in education. It has always been the priority. Even today, it is the priority, and you understand the very meaning of what we call it quality. So for that matter, a lot of things. The country faces challenges and uneven distribution of educational resources and various standards across regions. Initiative like Right to Education Act focus on improving accessibility and enhancing quality of, especially in unprivileged area. See, I think the problems and the issues are enormous. I mean, this is very much understood at the level of the regional divide. At the and see the northeast and many regions. I think even West India and then South India, North India. Why we say that? This is all administrative. We discuss this. India is one, but we discuss this thing on the basis of that, so that we could, if something is different, something is missing anywhere, I think there would be policy intervention. There would be some kind of programs and policy would be launched so that equality could be brought. So education is let me tell you, any education is the panacea. So it is called, I think it is the remedy for all social evils. And this is very much true. And we all are considered to be a doctor. Learner-centric classroom. Okay. So shifting towards here, just I'm just flagging you because not time is will not be permitting to talk to you in details, but I think only I think indication is good enough. I think so far in this national education policy, it is clearly said that the class would not be teacher centric. Rather, it would be learner centric, means student centric. So it is shifting towards the learner centric, emphasizes personalized learning experience in India. This approach acknowledges diverse learning language. So let me tell you that I think what kind of a style we have followed and we are being expected to follow. I think there would be no any kind of, see, even in the class, we all see that many categories of the students. I'm talking of the cognition level, means there are some students who are considered to be fast learner and then slow learner, and there are some students who are not interested. So it is the responsibility of the teacher, like all of us, to make them interested, and to teach in such a way, to deliver the content in such a way that every student can learn to the extent possible, maximally or optimally. So unless until we have the rapport in the class, means I'm talking of the pedagogy, science of teaching, I think lot has been said. If you have attended the faculty induction program or the orientation program, but you must have got this kind of exposure, because pedagogy becomes very important. And how we are going to address the students, how we are going to involve the student, it matters a lot. Unless until a student will become disoriented. So if we convert the class in such a way that every student would be attentive enough to listen to you, and this is the smartness, this is the beauty, and this is the style, better style and best style adopted by the teachers like all of us in this respect. So, and the second point is societal engagement. Again, is very important. So, societal engagement in educational involves collaboration between educational institutions and community. In India, community participation, teacher association, involvement of local stakeholders are vital for holistic development and addressing all these special. So here, societal, I think what is for education? Education is to uplift the socially disadvantaged sections of the society. You must have heard about the many universities have adopted some villages, its own surrounding. So why? So that we could engage them. Society, there would be direct connection between society and the educational institution. Sometimes we say that there would be collaboration and the linkages between the industry, society, community, and you are the linchpin. You are considered to be the linchpin, or you are considered to be the coordinator to implement this kind of engagement collaboration, so that the maximum benefit would be accrued for the benefit of the society, for the progress of the society. So societal engagement is again very important. So when we talk of learner-centric, definitely the teachers are not the central figure, rather the student or the learner are the central. According to aspiration of the students, we had to arrange the class. So our comfort is not important, but their comfort must be prioritized, must be given the emphasis, and then we can move. Universal design for learning, of course, with the help of the science, I think we all are doing, and lot of development, lot of what we call it, development is taking place as how we are going to deliver the goods, how we are going to teach, how we are going to transact our knowledge, so that there would be maximum or the optimum benefit would be accrued by the student. Capacity development for the faculty. So by the ICSSR or many research or the academic bodies are there. So off and on, and this MMTC is a very well established organization or the institution today, which provides these great opportunities. As we are enjoying this opportunity, we are learning. See the beauty of this time, that we all are sitting at our own university or the colleges, but we are transacting our knowledge, we are exchanging our knowledge, and we are being enriched, we are being given a exposure, and we are learning from each other. That is the beauty. So CDF means, and it is also known as faculty induction program. It is known by basically off and on, or continuous training, continuous faculty development program, continuous orientation. So we get the opportunity. What are the latest development that has taken place or taking place here or the other parts of the world, and how we can grab that opportunity. When we organize the conference, seminar, symposium, and this kind of academic event, we often get the chance to learn. Why we learn? So that we could impart the same to the students. Unless, so the role of the teacher is multiplier. Means why it is said that the capacity, I think, fate or the future of the country, future of the nation, destiny of nation is in the hands of the teacher. So our role is considered to be extremely profound. So let us exercise and we command respect. So linking diversity into the inclusion. I think both the things and both the issues are very, very important over here. Celebration of diversity. We unity in diversity, and we celebrate. And it's a point of celebration also. So linking diversity and inclusion, I think this is very much, I think, intermingled or interconnected. So one cannot exist without the presence of the other. And today the time has come to be in our approach, our mind should be inclusive. When we say that inclusive means in terms of the caste, in terms of the rural urban divide. So the people who are coming, see, in the university, there are some students who come after getting education from the typical government organization, government schools. There are some students who come from the so-called private or the public schools. So there's a difference between the two. So how to bridge the gap, how to include in the class. When we say that inclusion means every student should feel in such a way that they are the part and they are being acknowledged by the teacher, and teacher is giving equal by and large importance or to the each and every student, and it is the smartness and it is the experience of the teacher. If I am motivated enough, so here today, we all know that a lot of information is available in the social media or the public platform. So once we motivate the students or the coming generation, our job is over, in the sense that today spoon feeding is not required. Rather, you need to guide. Now, rather, you need to just give the direction. Yes, you can go to this direction. You study this book. Some of the books which have come in the market, so go and consult. So this article is very good and it is available in the public domain. So it is our job is to mentor. Means mentoring has become the big, I think, task for the student, for the teacher, like all of us, to guide the student or to cultivate the real values or educational values or Indian values in the student. Who will do this and who can do it? Only the teachers, like all of us, can do it, and we must do it. So, if we are not doing, means we are shirking from our own responsibility. So that is very, very important. Holistic approach. Already I have talked to you. I have already discussed with you in greater details. I think let me now access of quality education for all, explanation and cultural, regional, linguistic sensitivity. So we all are doing, no doubt, but how vigorously we are going to do it is again very cultural, regional, linguistic sensitivity involves being and respectful of the diverse cultural, regional and linguistic background. Uh, it includes recognizing and valuing cultural differences. See, I think this is the training to which we all are getting and we have to give. Means every culture is important, has equally important. So this kind of feeling, this kind of uh, training, this kind of, I think, approach must be developed among the coming generation, means the students. And this is the responsibility of, so linguistic sensitivity, cultural or regional sensitivity is very, very important for inclusion in education, providing equal opportunities for all learners. Access to quality education is a fundamental element of inclusive education, ensuring that diverse learners can participate and succeed. So this kind of training would be given to the young mind so that they could, whatever the values we all have cultivated so far, same could be transformed or transited to the coming generations. So here, what are the efforts that have been made? Efforts for inclusive environment. I think this kind of provision has been clearly given in this NEP, and I will strongly suggest you or urge you that now it has been made very concise, very compact. Now I'm talking of the national education policy. At that time, when it was in the stage of formation of this policy or document, when it was put in the public domain, it was running into 450 pages. Now it has been made or compressed to only 60 or 64 pages. Hardly 60 pages are there, but it is very compact. So we need to study very deeply, very critically, and give our own reflection because it is man-made. So lot of shortcomings are there. So we are practicing teachers and we can be very critical. Technology enable learning and then blended learning, to which we all are see. Today, I think in my university, I am giving you one example how beautiful kind of things are there. I think in the pandemic period, we all went online and every PhD Viva was conducted online. So all of us, fine morning, we received that you need to do your PhD offline only. Offline, in person, you do it. So one of the scholar who is sitting in other countries, international, so is it not possible taking the permission from the authorities, higher authorities? I think it is going to be conducted offline also. So now see the case, many problems are there. So sometimes we say that online courses are not effective, but every system has its own merit and demerit. See how economical that is. But it's not all that everything should be all the time should be only online. So if we are going to have the blend, means going to combine offline, online, seeing the feasibility in terms of economy, making economizing anything is also very important. So blended learning, if we are going to follow the both the methods, means offline as well as online, it would be a beautiful kind of things. And we have learned a great deal as how to go online, especially in the very uh, tough time or hard time when pandemic was going on. So we outsmarted the pandemic in the sense that we taught the students, we used to teach the students following sitting at our own university or at our home, we transacted. But now the situation has come to the normalcy. So let us take this advantage both online, offline. 40%, 60%, all these things have been given. So it's a good kind of experiment. So a student, academic banker. So how this education, this policy has been created in such a way that it is rather more flexible. And we all know that what will be the duration of the of the graduate, undergraduate, graduation today. We all know that. So at that time, if I join the undergraduate graduation, so it would be of 3 years. So after completion of 2 years, if due to certain reason I was not able to complete the third year, I think I would have not got I would not got the degree. But now see, after completion of 1 year diploma, and then if you have completed 2 years, you would be given at the first certificate, and for 2 years diploma, and third year you will be given a degree, and after completion of 4 years you would be given degree with research. So a lot of things have been added, or a lot positive changes have been made. To what extent it is going to bring the dividend in for the society, we need to watch and we need to take into the consideration. Opportunity in skill enhancement, vocational education, entrepreneurship, and self-sustainability. So this is all very important. And then I think I'm just showing gross enrollment ratio. This is all I have discussed: student diversity data, geographical diversity, and then knowledge transmission and knowledge contribution. Basically, this is again very important. So efficiency, bringing efficiency, clarity, foundation building, consistency. Limited engagement means lack of personalization, memorization over understanding, not promoting creativity. So these kind of things. And of course, knowledge construction, active learning, critical thinking, personalization long term, and then negative, time consuming, potential gaps in foundation, varied learning outcomes, resource. So I will be very quick because a lot of things are there and time is only 10. I will wrap up within 10 minutes so that you could get time for your own question. Learning approach in education, again, I think these are the, I think, important. Learner-centric approach inherently supports diversity and including by recognizing and accommodating individual differences, creating an environment where all students can thrive. Yes, today time has come to create this kind of things. I think diversity, if you consider, if I consider inclusion and diversity, definitely we are going to give a lot of privileges to the students, means freedom today. And here teacher centric approach क्या होता है? What is basically in teacher centric approach? Diversity. And just a second, please. Yes, in teacher-centric approach, diversity and inclusion might require explicit attention and intentional efforts to ensure that the materials and methods are culturally sensitive and inclusive. So this is all very, very important. what is basically teacher-centric? We need to understand the differences between the two so that we could avoid. So what are the features? Centralized instruction, if the and then a structured curriculum, direct instruction, assessment driven. Okay. And efficiency, clarity, control learning, and then limited engagement, lack of personalized memorization, focus, and all that. And then student center active learning, flexible curriculum, varied assessment method, increased engagement, personalization, critical thinking, and negative is resource intensive, varied learning, and all that. I think why when the semester system was introduced, it was lot of hue and cry on the part of the teachers like all of us. So it was not the fragmentation of annual time into two parts, rather making the system pedagogy completely different, and semester system, if it is implemented, to which it has been implemented, I think it will always keep the teacher at her or his tools, means tutorial and then learning and lot of the teacher mentoring, so lot of things are there, so it will keep you engaged like anything from morning to evening, and but students will be able to learn much more in that system. See what happens in the previous time. The aura of the teacher was created in such a way that nobody could afford and had the dare to ask a single question. Oh, teacher, aura of the teacher was so created in the classroom, no student had the courage to ask the question. So the time has gone. Now the time has come to create the situation. A student feel pride. A student feel proud. A student can have the guts and feel very much confident to ask the any damn question, or anything could pose anything, so that it will be challenging for all of us. If I am not able to answer today, tomorrow I can answer. Nothing wrong in it. I think so. This kind of value system, a culture could be created. Learner-centric methods. What could be the method? Possible methods. This is not exhaustive. This is only what we can illustrative. Debate and in-depth discussion. If you give the freedom to which you need to give it, if not today, tomorrow you have to. Group work or the workshop means very intensive, very personalized. Yes. I recently, just 2 or 3 days before, I think I went to the University of Georgetown University. There was a symposium. I was invited. So why I'm giving? So total in my workshop, only nine scholars were there. So panelists of 9, and we need to discuss from morning to evening on each and every paper. Every paper presenter, every was given completely for 25 minutes. You can present, you can speak, and that would continue for another 45 minutes. Okay. So intensive discussion is possible, and so everybody was involved. So this is very much important. And what happens in our own society, I have seen, I don't know at your place, unless until in the seminar or the symposium, 100 or 200 people would be there, it would consider as the flop or the failure like that. So over there, only those who were interested, those who were presenting the paper, hardly one or two more people were there, not to see the audience, but they were sitting together and they discussed very deeply, very practically each and every question were dimensions were highlighted. So what I mean is, so like that, yeah, and of course, whatever the system we are having, it has its own limitation. What is the limitation? With that, we need to teach the student of 50 or 100 students one at a time. So this is the other aspect, systemic problem. But unless until we have the small size of the class, I think this could not be possible. So group work or the workshop tutorials, practical exercises, field experiences means just I am sharing with you. So we have to share. If I am giving some assignment, some practical work to our students, they have to do it. And we can do simulation and virtual labs, flipped classroom, problem based learning and project based learning, and cooperative learning. I think last but not the cooperative learning. And let me tell you that I am as a teacher is not only supposed to transact, but at the same time also learning, because they are the new, they have their own energy, and every nature, and nature has created all of us uniquely. I think no similarity is there. So our thought process, our every cognition, everything is different. So if we sit together, it doesn't mean that I'm only just, it's only a one-way traffic. It's always a two-way traffic or multi traffic. So approach is there. So learner-centric methods would be like that. So we can illustrate, we can add more, I think, points or the methods over here, but we have to be there. So this is very role of creativity for diversity and the inclusion. What are the challenges? Cultivate empathy, promote inclusiveness, inspire social change, challenge stereotypes. So whatever the things are existing, see the situation, unless until we try to challenge, and who will challenge? We as a teacher have to challenge, because the society is dynamic. What is relevant yesterday will not be relevant tomorrow, and I think today and tomorrow, certainly it is going to be something like that. So society is dynamic, everything, your approach should be dynamic. And 20 years before, what was relevant, tomorrow it must have got obsolete and outdated. Seeing the change which are taking place in our own society. So we have to challenge all these things, then we can reach to the other path. So measures taken by government of India. So I think I should not dwell upon, because time is running very fast. Earmark suitable government funds for the education of socially and economically disadvantaged groups. So unless until we are only by utterance is not going to. Rhetoric is all the time. It will become rhetoric. Set clear target for higher GER for socially and economically disadvantaged group. Enhance gender balance in admission to higher education institutions. Enhance. We have to enhance access by establishing more high quality education in aspirational districts and special educational zones containing large number of socially and economically. So we have to suggest, we have to make research in this area and suggest to the policy making body or to the state, to the government, state government, central government, how education is important, how education should be taken into account, how prioritization of education could be done, develop and support high quality higher education that teach in local and Indian language or bilingually or multilingually. इसको भी बहुत जरूरी है कि in the class it might be possible that some दूसरे language के लोग हों. So we have to see, we have to take the sensitivity, we have to also provide more financial assistance and scholarship to those groups, conduct outreach programs on higher education opportunities and scholarship, and then develop and support technology tools for better participation and learning outcomes. Measures taken by the higher education. This all has been taken. So government of India, what government is supposed to do in order to deal with the diversity and inclusive, what basically higher university and college mitigate opportunity costs and fees for pursuing higher education, and to provide more financial assistance and scholarship to the disadvantaged students, means those who are not better, conduct outreach on higher education opportunity and make admission process more inclusive. I think that is very important. Make curriculum more inclusive, Means we have to see, we have to revise, we have to take all these, increase employability potential of higher education, and then ensure all buildings and facilities, means those who are physically challenged should be taken into account, and develop bridge for a student that come from disadvantage and provide socio, all these strictly enforce all non-discrimination acts. These all are the list which has been created, I think, by all, enforce all the non, and develop institutional plan that contains a specific action on encouraging participation from society, including all limited to the above items. Means this is the not exhaustive, but this is again illustrative. Lot of things would have been left. So this is all I wanted to share with you so far as the case of diversity and inclusion is concerned. So we as a faculty, we as a conscious citizen of this country, we as a faculty, we as a intellectual must take into the consideration. Then we can think of a better society, progressive society, developed society by the time. So this is all I wanted to talk to you. I think now the ball is in your court to discuss this thing with me. Thank you once again. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you, sir. Nice session.
Thank you so much indeed.
Participants, is there any questions?
Definitely some question.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, how does NEP 2020 promote the education of tribal, minority, and underrepresented communities?
I hope you are talking of the one section of the society, unprivileged section of the society. What kind of provision you are talking in the national education policy?
Yes, national regarding the national education policy, the underrepresented communities.
Underrepresented. I think all these have been taken into consideration if you study deeply about all these things. And let me tell you that this is not sacred in the sense that it has been humanly created. So many pitfalls would be there. I cannot say that all the things are very, very goody, but many things would have left out. So again, it has been, it's a roadmap. It's a very, very broad roadmap. So we as a teacher, if something is left out, but there's enough scope has been given that how to add something, how to include something so that it could be taken into the consideration is very important. The whole idea when we talk of Vikshit Bharat, when we talk of the developed nation, so if something is missing or something has been left out, so nothing to worry about that. I think socially disadvantaged section of the society, like the gender, like the women, like the ST, like the SC, like any section of the society would have been left out. So this is a provision. There is clearly said in this national education policy document. I am sure that that would be added. The whole idea is that here we wanted to discuss how diversity should be celebrated. And the second point that how we are going to emphasize that not a single section of the society would be left out. Those who had been left out must be considered, must be included. Then we can think of a better society, progressive society. So only by carrying forward, only by perpetuating the issues of socially disadvantage and the gender sensitivity, I think we cannot think of a better society. We cannot think of a just society or equitable society. We have to give the hammer, means we have to hammer and create a society in that direction so that we can think that the day will come that everybody will be equal. And society, there would be not much difference between the gender, between the male and the female. Everybody would get the chance, everybody would get the opportunities irrespective of caste, creed, community, or the gender, rural. So not a single. I think our job is to work in this direction so that it would not be done over the night. Everybody knows if any section of the society would have been left out, our job is to bring them back or bring them into the mainstream. That is our purpose, and this is expected on the part of the teacher. If you are saying that it is missing, I think if I write, I think definitely it would be taken into consideration. See, when the last policy was there, why it has been revised? Not revised, the new policy has come up. Might be possible by 2050, again, the other policy would be there, definitely. I don't know who would be here, who would not be there, but policy will be created because the things are changing very fast. So
Right, right.
things are also, whatever the existing things are there, that is going to be outdated. So in order to deal with this, I think I am sure that this kind of situation is going to be created, and we should welcome that we need to follow the dynamic policy, dynamic approach. Then we can make the class, because we are a teacher, our job is to deal with the class, deal with the students, coming generation. So we have to, how we are going to create the gender sensitive class or inclusive class. Let me tell you, gender sensitive class and then inclusive class. What is the meaning? I'm just telling you what is the meaning of inclusive class. Means everybody would be taken into account, inclusive. Every student would feel that yes, he is being acknowledged by the teacher, and he would be given importance as the other one. And this is the dharma of every teacher. We all must follow this kind of dharma, that yes, for us, every teacher, every student is equal. Means
Correct.
I cannot think, we should not think, and it is beyond the comprehension that for us, every student, no any kind of gender discrimination on the basis of gender, on the basis of caste, on the basis of creed, on the basis of region also. And it is so, if we are going to do, if you are going to do, means we are doing our responsibility in a better way. So that
Right.
is the whole purpose. Diversity is the reality. It is inevitable. Exclusion is also been done with for centuries. So how to deal with? Means diversity is inevitable and exclusion is not inevitable, but it is perennial. It has become very problematic. So how to include and how to deal with diversity? These are the two major challenges to which we have to deal with. If we will be able to overcome, definitely we will shine and we will work something for the betterment of the society as a whole. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It was
Sir, there
wonderful
is
session.
another question from my side that is related to the inclusion of Divyang people for the NEP 2020.
I
Like
think
what are
if,
the, yeah,
for the physically handicapped, you are talking of disabled
yes.
person.
So what are the measures like how an engineering college like us under the affiliation of University of Pune can start some of the short-term training programs for the Divyang people, for the physical handicapped people?
I
And what
think
are the measures available?
now we have reached the point that there would be no any kind of exclusive. Let me tell you that previously we were named by different. Now we are saying that differently abled person. यही कह रहे हैं ना आज के डेट में.
Yes, sir. Differently.
So physically handicapped, special education, these all have become outdated today. So now we have reached that they are as good as I am, they are as good as anyone. So there shouldn't be any kind of separate, I think, provision, because they are, if they, once we have considered they are as good as I, or they are as good as anyone, so there's no need to, I think they should attend this also very easily. If they wish to attend, and they would be given like this. If I am not getting this kind of privilege, they should be given. So there should be always a scope for affirmative and positive action. They should be given importance, let me tell you, privileges rather than me, so that they could attend. But there shouldn't be any kind here. Even in my university, in your university, in the same class, we teach them. So in PhD, they also a student, they are the student, they sit together and we discuss everything. So only for examination
My
time,
question is not
I think they would be put at other places. Otherwise, they are attending the same kind of things. But over and above, if need be, I think this is very much possible that separate, exclusive training program, orientation program has been organized in many universities. When I was the director, I organized many programs, schools on the demand of them. So it is very much possible, and that must be done. Along with that, over and above, I think this is very much possible. So this policy doesn't stop anyone to organize this kind of
Sir, my question is a little bit different.
thing.
Although you try to make it possible, but my question is actually different. My
बताएं.
question is, like, what are the measures for the employability consideration related to this differently abled people, which are
Okay.
definitely
Okay,
very.
okay. Yes. Very good points. Very valid points you have. Unless until by rhetoric is not going to hear. Unless if they are educated, so they should be employed, and this kind of consideration must be there. Then I think they could be observed separately or exclusively. So they would be promoted in that way. Otherwise, not easy. Only by saying is not good enough. I think this kind of again thing is there, and again I will repeat this thing. I think unless until you propose, you or I should propose, this kind of thing is not going to be taken into account. Many things are there. I think I cannot say that the national education policy has everything. It has many limitations, let me tell you that, and many things needs to be rectified. So it could be one of the points that must be taken into account, and you can propose, you can write the article, you can give the suggestion to the policy making body or the concerned person, to the University Grants Commission chairman. Definitely, we will pressurize if we give this kind of uh, suggestions or the advices. Not today, tomorrow it will be taken care of. And this is why we all have assembled here. We have to make the surgery of this national education, not only to appreciate, rather to be very critical also. What are the good points? What are the limitation of the national education policy? If something is left out, definitely there is a scope to add, include in this policy. And things are moving very fast ahead. So we have to see according to time, place, condition. If something is left out, nobody, it is not, this is all tentative, let me tell you that. So there's, and why I have said that it is the roadmap. It's a roadmap. It's a blueprint. Lot of scope is there to be included. If your points are valid enough, definitely it is going to be taken care of. Not today, not tomorrow, day after. Means yes, we need to, and it is the it is the scope in the democratic country like ours. I think yes, we give the pressure, we suggest something, not today, tomorrow, and day after it will be accepted and it will be taken care of. So
So thank
this
you sir, for your valuable inputs. I request please kindly share your email ID so that we can.
yes, I think I'm writing it here. Just give me a minute. I am writing. Thank you once again.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much for your 9868943284. This is my 9868943284. You can take down.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
My
sir.
number, this is WhatsApp number, so you can connect or you can send my. Thank you once again for your appreciation and liking my lecture or deliberation and my talk. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such a wonderful and insightful session. Sir, really it is appreciable because whatever maybe the thoughts you have present here or your experiences you have shared with us, it is really, sir, useful for us to build our strategies in future with respect to this implementation of national education policy. We are really thankful to you, sir, because your experience is so vast, and with your experiences we can learn little bit to implement in our institutions and in our country. So we are really thankful to you, sir.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. Thank you so much indeed एक बार for
Thank you. Thank you. And with the kind consent of Professor Rahman, sir, I would like to declare that this session will be over here and we will continue for the next session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So may I take your leave now?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, please, sir.
Thank you once again to each and every friend of ours and the colleagues of. We all are colleagues because we are working for the sake of education, for the development and growth of higher education indeed. So in a way, we all are distant colleagues. So thank you once again. We will meet on other occasions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Hello, Dr. Arora, ma'am. Dr. Arora, ma'am, can you listen us?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. If you could permit, shall we move further for the session, ma'am?
Yes, sir, definitely. Sure, we can.
So, participants, as we have completed the first part of our today's session and on the very much important theme, that is student diversity in inclusive education, with the help of one of renowned expert, that Professor Rahman sir. And now we are moving towards the second part of today's session, that will also belongs to this particular theme, and we will going to discuss the concept of this mentor-mentee, as we have already discussed with the student diversity. So this concept is also related with that particular theme, but in a very different way. Dr. Nidhi Arora ma'am will present us and enlighten us on that particular concept, that is the mentor-mentee. Friend, Professor Arora ma'am is at present serving at the Banasthali Vidyapit, that is the deemed to be university situated in the Tonk, Rajasthan. Ma'am has more than 10 to 15 years of experience in this field of higher education. She particularly belongs to the faculty of legal education and the faculty subject to the laws. She has affiliated with the different institutions and the different professional bodies. As far as concerned, she has also worked on the various different authorities of the university, not only the Tonk University but also other institutions of higher education in the form of member or the chairman. She has also presented couple of reputed research articles in the reputed national as well as the international journal. So today, when we are discussing with the concept of the student diversity and inclusive education, the relation between the mentorship approaches and the relation between the mentor-mentee is very important and a very crucial concept in this national education policy. And as I have already told that the policy is the student-centric, and they have paid the more emphasis to the student-centric education and the outcome-based education. So ma'am will enlighten us on this concept of mentor-mentee. I will not take much more time, ma'am. I can extend my warm welcome to you, and now may I request you to start with your session, ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. So let's begin with the second session on the student diversity and the inclusive education. I have divided my presentation in two parts. In first part, we'll talk about two concepts, that is the diversity and the inclusivity, and then we'll move to the another part, that is the mentor-mentee system, right? So first of all, the first question which comes to my mind, that whether we were having any rules, regulation, policies before NAP 2020 or not? If yes, then what was the need of having the new policy, that is NAP 2020, right? So in respect to that, if you see that what is NAP? NAP 2020 is a comprehensive framework which is designed to guide the development of education in India, but that is in universal manner because it is applicable from preschool to the higher education. And this policy basically aims to transform the Indian educational landscape to make it more holistic, flexible, multidisciplinary, and very important that the education policy should align with the need of 21st century. Right? And our aim is to bring out the unique capability of each and every student. We should not be biased. We should not discriminate among students. Right? So if you will see NAP, you will see that there are certain key features of it, that it focuses on the mother tongue. Why NAP is focusing on the mother tongue? Because NAP is recommending that at least till grade 8 you should use mother tongue or vernacular language to teach students. Now, what is the reason behind it? It is to ensure the better understanding and retention of children. It is focusing on the flexibility in choice. It focuses on multidisciplinary approach, and even it talks about the technology integration. NAP emphasizes the use of technology in education, which includes digital education, online teaching, or digitally equipping the schools, teacher, and students. So for that, if there is a need to provide the training to the teachers, then even policy advocates for the robust training for teachers and ensure they are prepared to handle the new and inclusive curriculum. Right? Even in India, the major problem is in respect to what? Funds. That whenever we want to start something new, what is the barrier? That we don't have funds. Right? So NAP proposes setting up of gender inclusion funds and special education zones. For whom? For disadvantaged regions or group. Because here we are talking about inclusivity. We have to provide a quality education to all. Right? And even if you will see the goal of NAP, the first goal of NAP is in respect to the inclusivity and the diversity. Right? We'll go in detail into it because here we have to ensure that education is accessible to all segment of society. Then only you can say that we are applying the principle of inclusivity. Right? And we have to focus on the quality education. Because at present, if you try to evaluate that there is a huge difference between the rural education and the urban education, right? Because Constitution, Part 3 of the Constitution talks about right to education, and right to education is a fundamental right of each and every person. Right? So what is the aim behind this NAP 2020? That we have to achieve 100% youth and adult literacy rate. But practically, that is not possible at first instance. We have to take the gradual small steps to achieve it. But how you will evaluate that whether we are going or moving in a right direction or not? If the dropout rates have been reduced from the mainstream education, then you can say that we are moving in a right direction. Right? So now diversity. How we'll define the concept of diversity? Right? So we'll talk about diversity and inclusivity in reference to the education. So diversity in context of NAP of India, it refers to the acknowledgement and appreciation of differences. Differences on basis of what? Differences in identity among students, right? Including both, that includes culture, religion, ethnicity, language, gender, socio-economic factor, and very importantly, learning abilities. So that is diversity. If I say diversity can be eliminated from the society, then practically it is not possible. Diversity cannot eliminate it from the society. Then inclusion is the other side of the coin. So inclusion is about systematic strategic effort which is made within the education institution to ensure that all students, regardless of their diverse backgrounds or abilities, they are welcome, valued, and given equal access to all education opportunity. Then they will be having a feeling of sense of belongingness. They will not feel isolated. That is inclusivity. Inclusivity talks about the principle of acceptance. Okay? So, diversity, what is cultural? We'll only talk about the pros of the diversity. We don't have to focus on the cons of the diversity. So, what is cultural diversity? Recognizing and respecting unique cultural background and tradition which student brings to the classroom. That is cultural diversity. Okay? When we talk about linguistic diversity, it involves the presence of multiple languages and dialects among students, and that linguistic diversity is going to enrich the learning environment of your class. Right? Socioeconomic diversity pertains to students coming from various economic background, and when they are coming from different economic background, they can share their opinion which can influence other. Then diverse learning needs. Caliber of each and every student is not same, right? So we, being an academician, we have to include different learning styles, and it is our duty that we have to adapt educational strategies. We should opt for audio form, audio visual form, real life scenarios, right? Then only we able to do the justice with each and every students, because they are differing in their learning needs. Benefits of diverse education environment. When we talk about the benefits, how these diversities, what we have dealt in earlier slide, they are going to benefit the students, how they will enrich your classroom, right? First, it will enhance the learning experience. How that diversity is going to enhance the learning experience? First of all, there will be a rich classroom discussions. When there will be a diverse perspectives in the class, then that will lead to what? That will lead to richer discussions, fostering a deeper understanding of the subject matter and promoting critical thinking. Okay? Even there will be a cultural exchange. Students will learn about different cultures directly from their peers, and that will promote the mutual respect and social cohesion. Then preparation for a global workforce. Students will develop skills to work effectively and efficiently in increasingly globalized industry. And even they will develop the adaptability skills. If students are going to get an exposure to diverse classmates who prepare students to adapt to varied work environment and personals. Right? Then increase creativity and problem solving skill. So when there will be a blend of diverse view, that will lead to what? That will lead to brainstorming. That will lead to more creativity. And then that, if that will lead to a creativity of brainstorming, definitely you are going to get a comprehensive solution for the problem. Okay? Because when students are interacting with other students from different backgrounds, that will stimulate out of the box thinking, and then there will be an innovation. Right? So what we have to do, we have to consider diversity as a strength. Right? Inclusive education. See, inclusivity is based on the simple principle. That is the principle of acceptance and inclusion of all the students, irrespective of any kind of diversity. And students should see their differences as an asset, not as a barrier to success. Right? So, and there are certain significance of inclusive education. First, social justice. As we have dealt in first slide, that right to an education is a fundamental right of a citizen. So, inclusive education is rooted in what? It is rooted in the right to education for all. And here we are advocating for equal opportunities for all these students. And definitely, this approach will support the dismantling of barriers to learning and participation, and even it will help in combating the discrimination and promoting an educational culture of respect and belongingness. And equality by adapting the learning environment so that it responds to the diversity of students around them. Right? Inclusive education basically upholds the value of equality among these students. It ensures that each student has an equal chance to succeed through customized teaching strategies, curriculum, and assessment methods. Then you can say that education is upholding the value of equality. And if we'll have the skilled workforce, literate workforce, definitely we are going to contribute to what? We are going to contribute to the economic development of the country. Because people will become the productive member of the society. Community impact. Inclusive education fosters a sense of community and belongingness among others. And even it will help in building the social cohesion. And this is very important in a diverse society like India, because we have to prepare all students for their adult life, because student is going to face the challenges in each and every phase of their life. That's why we have to prepare all students for adult life, and that is also in an inclusive society in which people from different backgrounds and with different abilities live and work together. Now, this is the second part of today's session, and this slide is because today we will focus specifically on supporting individual student, and that is a critical component of the NEP that aim to personalize the education. Right? So this slide talks about that what all elements we are going to cover today. First, we'll talk about mentoring of students. Now, the first question which comes to my mind, that how we are going to define the mentoring. Is there anyone who will share their opinion that what is mentoring? How you will define the mentoring? Is there anyone? Whether providing an academic guidance is a mentoring or not? I think you all are academicians. Let me tell you, when we talk about mentoring, merely providing or only providing academic guidance is not mentoring. Mentoring is more than just academic guidance. It is about inspiring and supporting students to excel beyond the classroom walls. Right? Then we'll explore how structured mentor-mentee system can be developed and implemented effectively in our educational institution. Then we understand the dynamics of building strong, supportive relationship between mentor and mentee. Okay. We'll discuss the approach and benefits of remedial teachings, and even will ensure all students can achieve their potential regardless of their starting point. And in last, we'll try to understand the concept of positive attitude. Why positive attitude is important, and how we can inculcate the positive attitude in the mentee. And positive attitude is crucial for both mentor and mentee. Why? Because both mentor and mentee going to face several challenges to achieve the success. Then how to overcome the challenges, for that they should have a positive attitude. So role of mentoring in education. Mentoring in education basically refers to the supportive learning relationship between whom? Between mentor and mentee. Now, who will be the mentor? Only teachers can be a mentor, or anyone else can also be a mentor? So, I generally describe mentor as a more experienced, more knowledgeable person, and mentee as a less experienced and less knowledgeable person. Right? So mentor basically provides guidance, share resources, and offer emotional and social support to whom? To mentee, to facilitate the personal and professional growth. And mentoring are of various forms. We'll talk about peer mentoring, we'll talk about faculty to student mentoring, we'll talk about professional expert mentoring. But each form of mentoring targets different needs and stages in a student's education journey. And that's why I say that mentoring is a versatile educational tool that plays a crucial role in nurturing students' academic and personal growth both. It involves guidance, support, encouragement provided by a mentor to the mentee, right? And they are several forms, but each form caters to the different needs and stages. If we talk about peer mentoring involves student mentoring each other. Now, student can be from same class or slightly older, means senior student or more experienced students. But student will be from within the same institution. And this can be organized within same academic program or across different years. But now the question arises that where this form of mentoring going to help, or what are the targeted needs or the targeted area of this form of mentoring, right? So first is academic support. Peer mentors often help with study skills, time management, and understanding the course material. Right? Then, if any new student has joined the school, so then also peer mentoring is going to help in adapting to the school environment, and this can be critical for their social and emotional adjustment. Then, seeing peer success can be highly motivating for the mentees. Means that peer is going to serve as a role model for the others. So these are the some specific areas where peer mentoring is going to help. Then faculty to student mentoring. This form of mentoring involves teacher, professors who are directly mentoring students, and faculty to student mentoring can be run in two ways, formal, informal. How informal? When it is done through the structured program, and how informal when teachers are developing or guiding the students through regular interactions in academic settings. But where this form of mentoring is going to help, career guidance. Faculty mentor provide advice on academic pathways, career options, and further studies. Even if we talk about research opportunities, then also faculty to student mentoring will work when faculty mentor guides student in their research projects, thesis work, publication, dissertations, etc. And even for the personal development, faculty mentors can offer support on personal development, helping students navigating challenges that may affect their academic life. So these are the some areas where faculty to student mentoring works. Then professional experts mentoring students. So when we talk about professional experts mentoring students, it is like the professional experts from various industries mentor students. But this is completely the formal program because this program is arranged by the education institution. And here the mentors, the professional experts are not typically the part of your school staff. They are the professional in the fields related to the student's area of study. Right? So where this form of mentoring is going to help? For industry insight, it offers student a real world perspective basically in working specific sectors with, and that is valuable for career planning. Then even this form of mentoring focus on practical skills and knowledge, which is directly applicable in the professional setting, and it will build the networking. It will connect students with professionals in the industry, and that is going to help the student in internships, job opportunities, career mentoring, etc. So these are the some specific areas where professional expert mentoring will be helpful. And you see, or one thing is there, whenever you are establishing the mentorship, right? Structured form of mentorship, you have to keep in mind that all form of mentoring should align with the educational institution's broader objective. Now, another question is, what are the education's institution's broader objective? If we talk about general objectives, then it is like improving student retention, enhancing employability, fostering a sense of community, right? So effective mentoring programs are adaptable, reflecting the changing needs of students as they progress through their educational pathways. That's why it is very clear to us that each form of mentoring serves distinct purpose, address different stages of students, educational plus professional development. Right? And here we are focusing on what? We are focusing on the holistic development of the student. We are talking about nurturing the students academically, professionally, and personally. So, what are the importance of mentoring in promoting inclusivity and diversity? It will foster a sense of belongingness. Mentoring helps students from diverse backgrounds feel valued and understood within the educational community. And if they will have a sense of belongingness, they will have boosted morale, then definitely there will be an active participation of the student. There will be an active integration. Okay? Then addressing unique challenges. Mentors should customize their support to address the specific cultural, educational, socioeconomic challenges which are faced by mentee. Because as there are huge diversity, right? And in that case, same approach does not fit to all the problems. So here, mentor has to customize their strategies, their approaches. Then role model. Mentor even serve as a role model and provide a roadmap for navigating the academic environment, which can be particularly empowering for students from underrepresented or disadvantaged backgrounds. Whether any recommendations have been given by NAP for mentorship program or not? Yes, NAP has given the recommendation. And earlier I have used the word structured framework, right? So here we are talking about institutional framework. NAP emphasizes that the establishment of structured mentorship program within education institution to systematically support each and every student. And this includes integrating mentoring into curriculum, providing training for mentors, right? And even NAP talks about quality and accessibility. The policy calls for high standard mentorship that is accessible to all students, and that is also regardless of their background. Here, special attention is given to ensure that marginalized and differently abled students receive adequate mentoring support, and even continuous evaluation and adaptation is needed. Consistency is needed. So for that, NAP recommends regular assessment of mentorship program. Why? To ensure that that program is effective and meet the evolving needs of student. And how you are going to evaluate, what procedure or what tool we are having to evaluate it. So there is a only simple process, that is feedback mechanism should be implemented to adapt and refine the mentoring practices. Then building professional capacities. So NAP encourages continuous professional development also for mentors to enhance their mentoring skills. To become a mentor, few specific skills are required for the mentor. They have to understand their mentee's diverse background. They should stay updated with the latest educational practices and technologies. Now, how to establish mentor-mentee system? I have divided into two parts. First, we'll talk about key components of an effective mentor-mentee system, and then we'll talk about certain steps which need to be taken in respect to the implementation of the program. So, first, structure framework. How will define the structure framework, or what all elements should be there in the structure framework? And then you can say that framework is the structured one or well defined. See, when the roles and responsibilities of both mentor and mentee are clear, and even the objectives, expected outcomes of the program, duration of the program, if all these things have been clarified or outlined in any framework, then you can say that that is the structured framework or well-defined structure. Right? Matching process. Effective matching of mentor and mentee, which is based on shared interest, career goals, educational need, to enhance compatibility and the potential for successful outcome. Randomly matching cannot be done. We have to evaluate interest, career goals, and educational needs. Then training for mentors. You have to provide certain training to the mentors so that they can develop certain skills, they can learn certain skills and knowledge which are required to support mentees effectively and efficiently. Now, what are those skills? Communication skills, sensitivity training, methods to identify and address the specific needs of mentee. You should have empathy. Right? Then continuous support and monitoring. As earlier I said, that consistency is required. Regular check-ins are required. Why? It is required to analyze that particular mentor-mentee relationship is productive or not. Right? And how you are going to evaluate? Feedback session, with the help of feedback session through periodic assessments. Now, what steps should we take to implement a mentor-mentee system in educational institution? First, as our first component was what? That was in respect to structured framework. So here our first step is to define the objective and scope. If the objective and scope are clear, we establish clear goals for the mentorship program, and if that is aligned with the educational objectives of the institution, right, then you can say that is defined objective. And we have to determine the scope, including which student group will be targeted, what outcomes are expected, right? Then develop mentor pool. You should have a diverse pool, diverse list of mentor. Identify the potential mentors, which includes faculty member, alumni, peers, senior students, professional experts, right? And if you're having a diverse mentor pool, then only you will able to cater to the various needs of mentee. Right? Then train mentors. Each and every person cannot be a mentor. Certain skills are required to become a mentor. So for that, training is needed. Prepare a mentor for their role. Focus on building effective communication, empathy, mentoring skills. Right? Then matching mentors and mentees. So for that, you should use a systematic approach to match mentor and mentee, right? To ensure that compatibility and it maximize the impact of mentoring, and then officially start the program or launch the program. But whenever you are officially starting the program, keep it in mind that in an introductory session or at initial stage, you are not going to judge the mentee. You are not going to impose your opinion on mentee. Even at any stage, you are not going to judge the mentee. So, in an introductory session, allow mentor and mentee to meet and set the initial expectations for that particular program. Then monitor and evaluate. Regularly monitor the progress of the mentor-mentee relationship and evaluate the impact of the program. And if any point of time there is a need to adjust the program, do it with immediate effect. Challenges in setting up a mentor-mentee system. Right? Definitely, whenever you are starting something new, you are going to face certain challenges. There are general challenges, there are specific challenges. We cannot move to these specific challenges because that is as per the circumstances and situation. So we'll talk about the general challenges. What are those? First, ensuring commitment. Mentor and mentee may have a different level of commitment. If they are having a different level of commitment, they are not going to reach to any conclusion. So for that, set a clear expectations and formal agreements to ensure sustained engagement, provide recognition and incentives for active participation. Then matching challenges can be the another one. Difficulty in matching mentor and mentees effectively. And if that is not done, that will lead to what? That will lead to unproductive relationship. Right? So what kind of solution we have for such kind of challenge? Use a comprehensive matching process. After considering multiple factors, after evaluating the multiple factors such as interest, career, goals, personalities, then appoint the mentor. Right? Resource constraint is a major problem in India. Limited resources can affect the quality and reach of mentorship program. So for that, NAP has given us the solution. In our second slide, we have talked about it. Leverage technology. Leverage technology to facilitate virtual mentorship session. Seek partnership with the industry professionals, alumni, right, to expand your mentor pool. And with the help of leveraging the technology, you don't have to do the significant financial investment. Then measuring impact, difficulty in assessing the effectiveness of the mentorship program. So for that, you have to develop the clear metrics and then do the evaluation at regular intervals to measure the progress and impact. But keep in mind that you have to take the feedback from both mentor and mentee, but not in a combined manner. It should be in an individual manner, and that will help you in refining the program. Right? Then we'll talk about the repo, building mentor-mentee repo. How we can build a strong repo? So first of all, what is repo? See, mentor-mentee system is completely based on the fiduciary relationship. Right? So repo between a mentor and mentee refers to a positive, trusting relationship which facilitate open communication and enhance mutual understanding. Because if there will be no open communication, then you cannot reach to any conclusion. That relationship will be unproductive relationship. So for that, trust, positivity should be there. Establishing strong rapport is very important for the effectiveness of any mentoring relationship. It helps in providing personalized support, fosters a safe environment where mentee feels safe, encouraged, and they express their concern and aspiration to the mentor. Right? What being a mentor, what techniques and strategies we can use to build a strong rapport? Active listener. Mentor should be a good listener, active listener, right? Show genuine interest in the mentee's thought and feeling. And when I'm saying that you should be active listener, that does not involve just hearing the words, but also understanding the emotions and intentions behind them. Right? Then empathy. Regular and predictable meeting help in establishing reliability and structure, which are important for building trust and rapport. Right? Personalized interactions are important. Customize your mentoring approach to fit the unique needs and personality of the mentee. And when I'm talking about customizing the approach, here it includes adjusting your communication style, feedback methods, pace of mentoring session. We have to change these things as per the circumstances. Then setting mutual goals. Work together to set achievable goals. And see, mentor-mentee system is a collaborative process. Right? They should work in the same direction for achieving the same objective, common objective. Then positive reinforcement. Encourage and celebrate small successes of the mentee, and that will help you in building the confidence and motivation in the mentee. It will boost their self-esteem. Right? So these are the certain techniques, strategies we can opt. Then what impact is there of good rep on students' outcome? First is academic improvement. Students with mentor who they feel close to are more likely to perform well academically. Why? Due to personalized guidance and increased motivation. Okay. Then emotional and social benefits. Strong rapport can lead to what? Greater emotional stability. It will reduce your anxiety, and there will be a better ability to cope with academic and social pressures. Then long-term impact, long-term relationship. If there is a good rapport between mentor-mentee, that relationship can last beyond the education settings, providing ongoing professional and personal support. So, if you will focus on these key areas, what I have discussed, right, you will see that there will be a huge improvement in the mentees, professional and personally both. Remedial teaching strategies. So, before moving to the strategies, we should understand that what is remedial teaching. Right? So remedial teaching basically refers to instructional programs which are designed to close the gap between what student knows and what they are expected to know. Right? It focuses on what? It focuses on providing additional support to help students who is weak or who are struggling to meet the standard academic level. Right? That is remedial teaching. And this remedial teaching is particularly important in diverse classrooms where students may have disparate educational backgrounds, learning abilities, or other challenges, because that is going to affect the learning process. And so remedial teaching basically ensures that all students have access to the resources and support they need to succeed academically. And if we'll opt for remedial teaching, we'll able to promote equity within the educational institution or the education system. So what are remedial teaching methods are there? Diagnostic teaching. See, when you go to doctor, whether doctor directly writes a prescription to you? No. First, doctor will diagnose the problem. Okay? So same thing we have to do. Begin with identifying specific learning gap and difficulties. and how teacher will able to identify the specific learning gaps and difficulty with the help of assessments. Okay. Then differentiated instructions. Teacher, teacher should create various paths to learning so that each student can learn in the manner which suits them best. This may include various assignments, adapted equipments, or different teaching strategies. See, what is the traditional form of giving an assessment, internal assessment? I think being an academicians, you all take internal assessments. Will anyone will share their point of view that how they take internal assessments? Is there anyone? How you all take internal assessments? No one would like to share their point of view? Fine. See, generally what we do, we give a single form of assessment to whole class. We'll ask them to make poster, write research paper, presentation, etc. But do you think that is the right way or we are doing justice with the students? No. You should make a pool which should include poster making, which should include research paper writing, PowerPoint presentation, oral presentation, and allow student to choose whatever they want. Right? Then evaluate the students, and then you can say that you have done justice with each and every student. Use of technology. Incorporating educational technologies should be there, such as online resources which reinforce learning content, interactive software, educational softwares, right, which engage students in some different ways. So basically, technology can also offer personalized learning experience essential for the remedial education. Then peer tutoring. Involve pairing or grouping students together for tutoring sessions. And this method will leverage peer interaction. And this will help in assisting the underperforming students. Right? And whenever you are giving some task in a group, right, because next point is small group sessions, try to make group yourself. Don't leave it to the students, that allow students to make their own group. No, otherwise what they are going to do, they are going to choose their own friends, and in that group there will be no learning. So if you are conducting sessions with small group of students, first of all, allow for more direct interaction and personalized feedback from the teacher. And this setting can be less intimidating and more supportive for students who need extra help. I will just take a simple example in respect to it. I'm taking in a hypothetical situation. If there is some urban public school, first of all, we have diagnosed the problem. What is the problem? That high percentage of students are performing below grade level in economics, for an example. Problem is identified. Now, what we have to do? We have to introduce a comprehensive after-school remedial program, which should include diagnostic assessment, differentiated instruction, technology assisted learning modules. And if you will do this for a particular period of time, then you will see a significant improvement in the economic score within one academic year. And even that will increase the confidence of student. You will see there is an active participation of the students. Next. Fostering positive attitudinal development. So, first of all, why positive attitude is important in education success? A positive attitude is very crucial in education because it enhances motivation, engagement, and persistence. Your academic success is based on this three principles: motivation, engagement, and persistence. Student with a positive outlook, that student is more likely to embrace challenges, persist in the face of difficulties, and view the failure as an opportunities to learn. Right? Even there will be if there's a student with a positive attitude is there, that student will contribute to what it will he or she will be contribute to a better stress management. Reduce the rate of depression, and there will be an overall better mental health, and that is going to significantly affect a student's ability to perform academically. Okay? And developing a positive attitude is very important, and that should be done from the school time, because that is going to set the groundwork for lifelong success. Because student is going to face the challenges in each and every phase of their life. Okay? So, what strategies for mentors to cultivate positivity and resilience in students? What strategies being a mentor we can offer? First, modeling positive behavior. Right? So, mentor can lead by example by demonstrating a positive outlook, resilience in overcoming personal challenges, and a persistent effort towards goal. Right? Means mentor can serve as a role model for students. Regularly recognize students' efforts and achievement. See, encouragement should focus on the efforts and growth, not on outcome, just outcome. No matter how small the achievement is, how small the effort is, try to recognize it. That will reinforce the positive behavior, and that will boost self-esteem of the student. Then, building a growth mindset. Teach student to have a growth mindset by emphasizing that abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence. Even teach student to do the negative self-talk and reframe the setbacks as learning opportunity. And very important, opt for the trainings, resilience training and workshops. Right? Teach resilience skills. Now, what resilience skills include? It includes stress management training, goal setting training, and how to handle the failure. And such skills help students manage their academic and personal challenge effectively. Right. Then interactive discussion on real life scenarios where positive attitude impacted student achievement. Okay. So opt for case study presentations. If you will do these things, you will see that there is a huge improvement. Briefly present a few case studies to the students where a positive attitude significantly impacted students' academic and personal achievements. These could include stories of students overcoming substantial personal and academic challenges. Right? Opt for the group discussions. Break the students into small groups to discuss their similar experiences they have observed. But that should focus on what? Role of positive attitude. How they have developed that. Sharing sessions. Reconvene and have a few groups share their discussions with the wider audience, right? And even highlight the diverse examples and strategies that were effective in different contexts. And if you are opting for these things, that will effectively convey the importance of fostering a positive attitude in a student. Providing practical strategies that mentor and educators can use to support their students emotionally and academically. Right? But now the very important question is that student is with teachers for a very particular period of time, that is 9 to 3 or 9 to 5. Right? And what is our primary duty? Our duty is to complete our course. We have to teach them. So from where we'll get a time for this counseling or mentor-mentee system? So for that, what we have to do, we have to integrate mentoring into our daily activities. And how we can do it? Because if we are integrating the mentoring in our daily activities, we don't need any extra time. Okay? So first, schedule mentor hours. Design specific times during your school or college week as a mentor hour, where student can meet their mentors. But keep in mind that mentor hours will be less intensive period, that is after lunch or a last period of the day, to discuss academic progress, personal challenges and future goals. Right? Then try to embed mentoring in classroom activities. Right? Means regularly invite role models from various professions to speak in classroom, but try to link these sessions with the career guidance and real world applications of learning. Right? Opt for peer mentoring. Implement a peer mentoring system where the older student mentor younger one, promoting leadership skill and a supportive school culture. Right? Then mentorship across curriculum. Opt for interdisciplinary projects. Right? So use project that require mentorship role, where mentor help mentee or guide mentee in research, ideation or at execution phase. Because if you are opting for an interdisciplinary project, definitely that will make students do brainstorming, critical thinking. It will enhance their integrative thinking and learning. Right? In that also, mentor guidance is needed, that how they have to link the concept across different subjects. Right? Regular progress reviews. Mentor provides structured feedback on both academic and extracurricular activities. Right? Helping students reflect on their learning and personal growth. Goal setting sessions can be done. Regular sessions to set short-term, long-term goals with mentors. And if there's a need, adjust the plan based on student progress and feedback. And whenever you are opting for the group activity, as I told you earlier also, try to make group yourself. Don't keep it on, don't leave it on students. If being a teacher, you are forming the group, that group should include below average student, good student, outstanding performer. And if in any group there are the variety of students, they will learn something from each other. And that is only the reason why I am saying you that try to form group yourself. And give them some hypothetical situation to deal with. And then ask them to present that before the other participants. And then ask for the constructive feedback from whom? From the from the audience. And that constructive feedback should be based on feasibility, creativity, and comprehensiveness. And once that particular group receive the constructive feedback, ask that group that how the plan could be adjusted or improved based on the feedback received. Then they will have a feeling of inclusivity. Right? So in such a way, we can incorporate mentoring in our daily activity, and for that we don't need any extra time. Thank you. That's it from my side. But in last, there is a simple call for an action for you all, that having a policy, rules, regulations will not serve the purpose until and unless implementation is done. Right? So now ball is in the court of the academicians, that we have to implement the NEP 2020 in our educational institution. And that's why this initiative have been taken by UGC, and that's why you all are attending this particular NAP orientation and sensitization program. So there's an humble request from you all, kindly go back to your own institution and try to incorporate these provisions for the welfare of the students. Thank you. Open for Q&A.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there any questions, participants?
Yes, sir. You are not audible. You are not audible, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Is there any questions, participants? Yes, is there any questions?
I don't think so.
Yes. It's really nice session, ma'am.
So if there is no question, I think we should stop here.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am, from on behalf of Vishwakarma Institute and UGC Malviya Center. We really want to thank you for this nice session.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So I guess we should leave now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.